It's a grizzly.
Should we get out of here?
No. We're gonna watch and listen.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition. Open the Door with Grizzly and Barb. You know what? They're already in the ditch already. So, yes,
Yep,
I'm
we are
sitting here
already in the ditch.
laughing. You know, she's saying drum roll, Lady Wolf, and my fiance took my laugh. I'm over here rolling. We're not even on the show yet. I'm already laughing. Thank you all. So what's going on, Barb? Hi, Gigi. Hello, everybody. So
Hi,
what's going on with
Crazy
you?
Witch. Let's see. Who do we have? We have Missy Juju. Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm doing good. How are you? I really enjoyed your
Playing Hollywood
your show
Squares
today
again.
with Derry. I listened to that
isn't he
earlier.
something?
He's great. Oh my gosh. Like I said, he's a master storyteller. I love to listen to him. I mean, you know, they're real stories, and I love to listen to them. He's so full of knowledge.
Yeah, I know. And he thinks I'm going to come over there and we're going to go in the woods. No, I'm not going in the woods in the ditch with him. There's no way in hell. Because he's got like ancient history woods, you know, and he's like, just right there down the corner. I can't even talk like him, you know.
Right.
I try, and I said one word to him one night. He got upset, and I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Those are fighting words over here." I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "That's not what that means over here." And he's like, "Yeah." He said, "Dude, if we ever go to a pub, don't ever say that word." And I was like, "Wow." I was like, I will keep quiet. I forgot what it was, stoked or something. Yeah, stoked. I was like, "Yeah, I'm stoked," and he was like, "Oh." He's like, "Yeah." He said, "Man," he said, "that would get you beat up." I was like, wow.
Oh, and I wonder what that means.
I have no idea. I meant to ask him today when I saw you on there. Yeah. Hi, Nicole. Hello. Welcome. So,
hi, Nicole.
interesting.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. It really is. So, what do we got lined up tonight? I heard it's very
tonight,
wild.
We have Rebecca Scott Pepper, and she is the co-host of Understanding Bigfoot with her brother, Mike Scott, who is a regular on your Bigfoot news panel. That we have
Bigfoot news panel. That's right.
Every Wednesday, and we have a great time on there. And
that's the one that had the lady Bigfoot.
Yes, that is Mike Scott that had a female Bigfoot admirer. He's gonna love us bringing this up again.
Yeah, I know, right?
And I attached the link of their show in the comments, and I'll attach them after the show in just the in the regular comments. I'll attach a link because it's a great channel. They were the ones that I guess gave me my start, on YouTube by interviewing me on my on my evidence, and and so, but then you gave me my my start on your shows, and I appreciate that.
You know what, ladies and gentlemen, what does Grizzly always say? Things come in a full circle. I always do believe that. So yes, Rebecca is backstage smiling. Let's go ahead and bring her on, ladies and gentlemen. Rebecca, welcome to the show. We're going to play Hollywood Squares here. Hello, welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Yeah.
So tell us all about yourself.
Oh, well, what do you want to know?
Everything. Gigi and everybody's like, come on, let's get it rolling. They're already ready to rock and roll.
Well, I'm Mike's younger sister and only sister, so I'm his favorite sister.
Well, we're going to get some dirt on him tonight.
Oh, yeah. I could tell you all kinds of stories on him. He's a mess. I live in North Texas, and I'm an educational diagnostician. Been doing that for years and years and years, and honestly, ready to get out of education.
Now, what in the world is that?
Yeah, I was wondering.
Everything's crazy. Everything's gone crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's gone crazy. Yes, it is.
Yes. So I'm just counting the.
What do you do in that? Yeah. What is that exactly? I've never heard of that. What?
Well, I'm in Texas. They're called educational diagnosticians, kind of similar to a school psychologist. So I do evaluations of students and evaluate for disabilities and serve the schools and evaluate.
All right, Crazy Witch, you're next in line. Raise your hand. We're going to see, we're going to see Rebecca.
All kinds of fun case reports and meet with school staff and teachers, administrators, parents, and all that good stuff. So
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
So I have.
Thanks
I've
for
been
what
very-
you do, but ooh, that's a
Yeah.
Yes,
difficult.
that's why I'm ready to get out. Mike and I
Mhm.
are both in education, and
Yeah.
he's been in education a while too. So, but he's in a little bit different capacity than I am, but we do share lots of good stories from time to time.
I can only imagine.
So you had an encounter with a Bigfoot. Before we get into that, have you? Did you know about what Bigfoot was before you had the encounter? I mean, were you familiar? Were any sort of interest? Tell us about that.
As far as interest, I don't know that I really had any interest, other than Mike and I would talk back and forth quite a bit. He had started watching some of the shows, like he'd started watching Finding Bigfoot and things like that, just for a little bit of stress reliever. So he would text me every time that was on, or we would have conversations about it. And I just decided, well, what the heck? I'd go ahead and start watching it because I was pretty stressed out.
Yeah, it is a
And,
good stress reliever.
it's just a good stress reliever. So we would just have conversations back and forth about that. And from time to time, and I knew he was pretty interested in it, and he's been interested in it a long time. At that point, I didn't know how interested, that he was pretty much fascinated with Bigfoot since junior high. But we just would talk back and forth. So we grew up. I mean, I don't know how much he's told you about our stories growing up, but my family had a place out on the Merrimack River in Missouri. And so, I'm a river girl and I love the river, and we grew up out there, and I love the outdoors, and I love to go to mountains, and I love to just be outdoors. And that's one thing I really miss here where we've been for the last several years. Just those type of places aren't really around here. You have to travel a little bit to get to them. So, but I never really thought about it. I had never really thought, what if I encounter one, or never really thought, what if it, does Bigfoot exist? It was just something I didn't really think about. I would tell Mike from time to time I thought he was a little crazy thinking something like that would exist. And, then he would let me know, oh, this episode's on, and tell me what time it would be on. And so I'd say, oh, well, I think I'll watch tonight. And then, he would text me later and say, well, what'd you think? What'd you think about this? So we would just chat back and forth about the topic from time to time.
Yeah. So then,
so you were just being like, okay, big brother. So you're into this. I'm just going to play along with you.
That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we did. I mean, that's what I did, just play along with them. And
well, that was really nice.
A little connection, because as you get to be adults, sometimes you have to find that connection.
Yeah. And then we'd see each other from time to time, but we didn't really, like, at that point, we didn't camp out or anything, or we did spend quite a few times probably at the river, every once in a while, just hanging out and visiting and catching up, but we didn't really talk too much about it at that point.
Okay.
Other than watching the shows.
Scarborough Sasquatch Station had mentioned about Momo. I'm sure that, the Missouri Bigfoot have when prior to your, encounter, had you heard about that? Or
I had heard about it. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure time frame of the years. That was pretty big, but I had heard about that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, let's hear that. I guess let's just get right into it. Tell us about what happened.
Okay. Well, I can tell you it happened on April 22nd, 2017. Okay. And so a few years ago. And at the time I was traveling, so I was out of state, and my husband and I had traveled, which I'm married, and we have 4 kids, 4 beautiful, wonderful kids. And oldest at the time was playing college softball. So we went to St. Joseph, Missouri. Actually, first we went to Illinois. Her grandma was pretty sick, so we were going to go to Illinois. Then we were going to go over to St. Joseph, Missouri, watch the tournament, and then we were going to bring our daughter back to Illinois so she could see her grandma that weekend. And then we were going to head back home, or we were going to take her back to college. She went to college in Kansas City at the time, and we were going to take her back home. So we went to the tournament that day and picked our daughter up. And so we got up really early that morning to leave to head out there to St. Joseph, Missouri. And so we had been taking turns driving. So we had our daughter with us, and we headed back to Beerstown, Illinois. So we were on Highway 36.
Okay.
And when you if anyone's familiar with Highway 36, going from St. Joseph, Missouri, back to Illinois, you go through Hannibal, Missouri. So it was my turn to drive, and it was late at night. And when I drive, I'm always like paying attention to the time. So I know that it was about 10:30 at night because my husband decided to fall asleep, and he said, "Wake me up when we get to Hannibal and pull off so I can drive." And I said, "Okay." So I knew the mile marker said Hannibal, Missouri, about 30 miles. My dad always taught me that. Pay attention to where you're at when you're driving, in case you get stranded. You need to tell somebody where you're at. So I'm always paying attention, and I was wide awake, and I knew that in about 30 miles, I was going to pull off in Hannibal. So I was just driving along, and both my husband and my daughter was in the passenger seat, and they were both sound asleep. So I'm just driving along, and I do remember there was a semi truck in front of me, but there was nothing to the left of me. So on Highway 36, there's like this, you're on a 2-lane road, and then there's a median, and then there's the other 2 lanes going the opposite direction. And so, and I think probably going about 60 miles per hour, but there's nothing to the left of me. And I just happened to notice something to the left of me. And I didn't get a whole, like a good, like, oh, this being is up ahead, but I knew there was something to the left of me. And it was so much so that it just startled me that, I mean, just like that, I was past it, but I saw this being, and I knew it was white, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is that? So I had to take a double take. So I took a double take right away. And as much as I could, because I had a pretty good distance of where the semi was in front of me, but the semi never put its brakes on or anything.
Wow.
But as much as I could, I kept looking. And so I was trying to get a good visual, and I was just shocked. I mean, absolutely shocked at what I saw. So I was just mesmerized. So I could see this white creature, white being just standing on 2 legs. So I knew he was standing on 2 legs. He had white shaggy hair, and I mean, it just covered like 2 legs, and I could make out the arms, the legs, and the arms like went down just a little bit, like past the knees, and I could make out the feet. I couldn't make out the toes, but from what I could glimpse, what I could see, he was just standing there. What got me was like, he was just standing there waiting for me to pass by so he could cross the road.
Wow.
And it was just like that. I mean, it was like we were just sharing this moment of intense nonverbal communication. I was just like, I couldn't believe it. So I had enough to like know that he had shaggy hair, and I could make out the nose, and eyes, and then so like then I had to concentrate on the road.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole time, I mean, probably so right away I said, "What the heck was that?" is what I said, and I said it loud enough that my husband and daughter should have woke up, but they didn't wake up. But then I turned to my daughter, who's next to me, and even though I know she was sleeping, and I still asked, did you see that? And she just kind of like went like this, Mom, no, I didn't see anything. Sleeping. But even I knew she was asleep, but I still, like, somebody's asleep, you see something like that and you want to ask.
Right.
And so for like the next probably 10 to 15 minutes, I knew I had to pull off soon, but I started going over all these things in my head, because at first Bigfoot didn't come to me at first, because so I'm going over all these things in my head, and I've got the picture, the visual image in my head. I was just thinking, what is white? First of all, I was like, what is white? And so, and I knew it wasn't a dog. I've come across dogs on the road, and it wasn't a dog. It wasn't a white shaggy dog, because this thing was on 2 legs. And then I was like, well, it's not a mountain lion. It's not a coyote. I've seen those. I've lived out in West Texas for years. I've seen coyotes on the road all the time. Wasn't a coyote. Wasn't a mountain lion. Wasn't a deer. I've come across so many deer in my lifetime. I was thinking, well, sheep are white. It wasn't sheep. It wasn't, anything like that. It wasn't another cat. It wasn't anything. It wasn't a bear. I was going over everything. And then after I went through all of those things, I just like this light bulb came on. Oh my gosh. I was like, this is Bigfoot. No way. And then automatically I thought of Mike. I was like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
Mike's never going to believe this. Wow. And I couldn't believe it, but I knew that is what I saw. And I kept thinking, and I kept thinking, and I thought, well, that semi didn't put their brakes on. There was no one else out there. And he, like I said, he was just waiting to cross the road. It's like, he was just like, okay, you're going to go by. As soon as you pass by, I'm going to cross the road here. And just standing. So he was standing at the edge of the median. Wow. So I was in the right lane of that 2 lane, and he's standing at the edge of the median. Wow. So almost to, that highway. So there's between my door and one lane of car, one lane there between us.
And you said there were no other cars that you saw really, or
no, I didn't even see any going. I didn't even see any going
the opposite.
So I was about 30 miles west of Hannibal. So I was so later, I looked at the map. I was around Shelbina, Honeywell. There's a conservation area there in Honeywell. So somewhere around that area, because I was about 30 miles west of Hannibal. And I didn't see any other cars at all. But I remember I saw red shine in the eyes. And I saw black nose. But now I couldn't remember like making out the mouth. I couldn't remember that. I just know the hair was shaggy, like you. And this was probably a juvenile, because I don't think it's probably, my best guess was probably about 4 to 5 foot tall. Okay. I mean, this was not, this was a shorter Bigfoot. What I automatically thought of was, well, up ahead in Illinois, there's a town called Pittsfield that has a statue, has a Bigfoot statue outside of their yard. But one of those black Bigfoot statues. kind of, and we would always pass by that, just going back and forth on the highway whenever we went to Illinois. And so just the image, because it was kind of like, to me, kind of like an ape-like creature at first was my first thought. So it reminded me of that statue that I would always see. So when we finally got to Hannibal and they wake up, I told them what I saw. Well, they thought I was crazy. I mean, yeah, they thought I was crazy. And I remember the next day we went back, taking my daughter back to school, and we passed by that house. So I pointed out that I knew it was coming up, and I pointed it out. I said, "You see that right there? That's what I saw, except it was white."
Wow.
That's what I saw.
Wow.
And they just, I don't remember really what they said.
Yeah.
Other than I don't know that they truly believed me.
Mm-hmm.
But I just kept going over and over that. I remember all weekend, I did not even tell Mike until I got home later the next week, because I kept going over everything over and over.
Probably in shock a little bit, wouldn't you say? I mean, I can't,
Yes.
I can't imagine. You have
I
to process that.
I was in shock. And then I remember getting home and thinking, oh, I'm going to have to tell him.
Yeah.
So I did. I finally broke the news to him and said, well, you'll never guess. I think I saw Bigfoot. I'm pretty sure I saw Bigfoot. And then he started asking me to describe him, and I described him, and yeah.
So I have a couple questions because I was thinking, all right, so it's dark, right? Obviously it's dark.
It was dark.
And so you saw him, I mean, obviously pretty well, because you could see the eye shine, the red eye shine, you said. What was I gonna, could you see any skin on his face, or was it just white? Was everything, just the white hair?
See, I saw a lot of white hair. That the facial features, other than the black nose and seeing the eye shine, I don't remember seeing the skin. And as far as the arms hanging down too, the hair, the shaggy hair was down, like covering the fingers.
Okay.
I can remember seeing feet, like making out the shape of the toes. I could tell they were feet.
Okay.
But the hair was covering them. So,
all right. Did it have a pointed head, or or do you remember that?
The head. I remember more of a rounded head. Okay. I don't remember a cone head. I do remember just more of, not exactly a cone, but more of like that.
Okay.
And I do remember very muscular in this stocky build. I remember that. Not skinny at all, looked very healthy, and it was just very muscular. So just okay. I don't know.
So you said you did a double take. So you saw him, how far away would you say that he was when you first saw? Did you see this white thing standing?
Yes. When I first saw him, I just saw this white thing standing. And then I did a double take. So probably, maybe, I don't know, maybe like 12 feet, 10 to 12, maybe about 12 feet. However you measure the length of a car lane. I'm
8 feet, I think.
How many?
8 feet, I think.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
So yes, because he was right there on the edge of the median, and there was nobody else around. And I wanted to turn around so bad. I remember there were a couple family members I told, and, of course, someone asked if I got a picture. Well, I was driving, first of all.
Yeah.
and it was nighttime.
Right.
And it happened just like that, I don't think to get my phone out and snap a picture. I'm like mesmerized with what I'm seeing here.
Right. Yeah.
But it's very close, just so close. But yeah, when I did that double take, I just kept my eye on it as long as I could till I couldn't anymore because I was driving.
Right.
That's amazing. An accident, but yeah, it was pretty crazy.
What was it like around? What was the environment? Because I'm thinking, were there? So you said you were in Missouri, or were you in Illinois at the time? Where?
I was in Missouri.
Okay.
Yes, because I was west of Hannibal, Missouri, about 30 miles.
Are there trees, farmland? What is it like?
I did go through there in the daytime, not too long ago, actually, maybe, I don't remember the last time, but it may have been a year and a half ago or so, maybe 2 years ago now. And so I was paying attention of what was around there, and I don't know about farmland, but there's trees. There's trees on both sides of the highway. And then there's a pretty big conservation area. Like, I don't know. I don't know if you can tell here. Probably couldn't. Yeah, you can't really tell. I have a map that Brian Woods, he did a story on it. He's a researcher. And so he sent me the map. He had studied out the conservation area, and he said that the North Fork of Salt River passes right through that area. Oh. And there's many creeks also around that area. And so in the daytime when we drove through there, it's pretty, I mean, it was pretty just, there's just a lot of trees around, and I didn't really notice much of anything. It wasn't very hilly or anything, just kind of an open area, but there was a lot of trees. The side of the road, more so that the way the Bigfoot would have been crossing over to, that's more of where the trees are. Now, when you get another 30 miles to Hannibal, there's quite a few trees there, and there's another pretty, good area, forest area or conservation area around there too. So,
but that area was the median between the lanes, was that just grassy?
Yes, from what I could tell. Yeah, well, yes. And when we went back through there during the daytime, it's just grassy. So the night that I was driving, it was a pretty clear night. So it had not been raining at all. And it was clear. And probably, my guess is probably the temperatures were probably in the 50s or so. It was in April, and it wasn't incredibly cold or anything. So it was really a beautiful night.
Just incredible.
Yeah.
Somebody had asked, what was it? Was it definitely white, or do you think it was gray? You think it was definitely white? It was white.
It was definitely white. I remember it was definitely white. And that was my first thought is this is white. And it's, especially at night, the white color is what stuck out. So that's, in my mind, that's what I was going through, all of the different animals that would, anything, what would be white, and so anything that you typically would see on a roadside is what I was going through in my head. And then I started asking myself, because I've seen big white shaggy dogs before, but dogs are on 4 legs. This was standing on 2 legs.
Right. And you would be able to tell the difference between a dog and a,
Right. So it wasn't that. And so yeah, because I asked myself, what is white? And then I just, started asking myself all these other things that I knew it wasn't, I knew it couldn't be. And knew it couldn't be, like I said before, it couldn't be a coyote or a mountain lion or a deer,
bear, or
was it a bear?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
and you said you said you saw that the nose, because somebody back in the comments had said about a snout. Was it a snout or was it actually a nose, like a black nose? Do you remember that?
Yes, it was more like a snout, but it wasn't like a big it
like a dog or whatever. It wasn't that kind of a snout, or
no,
a bear snout.
no,
Yeah, okay.
it was like the face of like an ape-like face.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's really what it was.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So the measurements, ladies and gentlemen, I provided in the notes there. That is not from the markings. That's from edge to edge, ladies and gentlemen. That's not from markings to markings. So that shows you how close she was from this white gigamajig on the side of the road, which I would have been in the ditch, by the way. I would have been. So we have to bring up the speed.
Earlier, you went,
I never did tell Barb that story, did I? About that? Yeah, I got to tell her that story, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I got to tell her. So, but why not? What the hell? So anyway, so I used to be on the PD, right? So I retired, and we had this one guy. I can't believe I'm telling this on your show, but anyways, we had this one guy, and he always panhandled. And my lieutenant called me. He's like, Grizzly, pick him up and take him down to this city and drop him off at this PD's front doorstep and get rid of him. And we're tired of locking him up. And he's got warrants. He never pays for his citations or court calls. And it's just in this cycle. And I'm like, yes, sir, I'm on my way. So I go over where he's panhandling. You know, it's 10, 11 o'clock at night. I was like, hey, come here. And he's like, what? I was like, turn around. And I pat him down. I'm put him in handcuffs. I was like, you're done. I said, I'm tired of messing with you. This is over. I was like, get in the car. So I get his bag, and I throw it in the back, and I get him in the back, and I hit the interstate, and I am flying. I'm talking, I am flying, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. He is freaking out. I promise I'm not going to do it again. I promise. Where are you taking me, officer? Where are you taking me? Only thing he's seeing is that we are now leaving the state of whatever and entering another state. And he is really starting to freak. Oh my God, you're gonna kill me! Oh my God, I promise I'm never gonna do it again. I promise. You know, and then I get off the exit. Well, at this time, when you get off the exit, it's the last exit before you cross over in another state, and there's a big river down there. Well, he thought I was gonna drown him.
Oh no!
Yeah. So now he's praying to Jesus, and now he's like, "Please don't kill me. I promise I'll never come back." Oh my God! And I'm laughing hysterically. So I ended up in the ditch in my car. Yes. And I kept going. So, and this guy is screaming, he's crying, he's praying, begging for his life. And I'm trying to drive, right? I'm trying to drive. I forget it's shift change. So I pull up in this police station. All my buddies are out. They're like, what the hell's Grizzly doing? I get out, grab him, uncuff him, throw his bag out in the parking lot, and I take off with my lights and siren. And they're all just standing there like, what? And he's like, oh, God, help me. And he's crawling to the officer. He's going to kill me. He's going to kill me. Please don't let him kill me. And they wouldn't talk to me for months. They hated me. So anytime we say we're in a ditch, that's what happens. That is the short version. Yes. So, yeah.
Oh, that's
Thank
great.
God that they did not have the dash cam footage for that, because I would be ruined for the rest of my life. Yes. That'd be on Fox, CNN. Yes. So that's why.
In the ditch.
One night, Rebecca, we had a show, and we did it from the day you went to bed to the day you got up. We were still live, and people were making sounds, and we told that story. So you'd make a sound, I was like, in the ditch, ding, bing, ding, 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 and we just went on, and we just all night anyways. But that's the story. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I got a lot of our girl is laughing. I mean, it was even funnier if you was in the car. Because when I hit the ditch, I scared the hell out of myself. I thought I totaled my car, but I was still laughing. I mean, everything in my front seat went everywhere. He's screaming and crying, hitting the back of my glass.
Oh my God.
I was like, God, help me, God. You know, and you know, of course, he wasn't wearing in his seatbelt. That was my fault. But yeah, you know, and he's being bounced around like a, anyways. But yeah. But to see my buddies' faces when I turned the lights on and siren took off like a bat out of hell, you know, in the middle of a shift change. And left, and he's crawling over to him, bagging around his ankles. Help me, officer! He's gonna kill me. Yeah.
So I guess you never saw him again.
No, we did not, ladies and gentlemen. Never. And he still probably has warrants to this day. So
yeah.
That's why I do not ever tell where I used to work, because they're probably like, you ever say that on the air, we're gonna skin you alive. Yes.
That's probably a good thing.
Yes, I don't. I do not. I see the embarrassment. Yes, I got many stories, Rebecca. Many stories.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, I no, really. That's why I'm saying. Now, I would have been driving. I would have been like in the ditch. Everybody wake up! You ain't gonna believe this. I would have been like Chevy Chase on the National Vacation Vacation. I can't even say it. Vacation. I would have made a U-turn right then and there, like the Dukes of Hazzard. And did a 360 in the ditch, right?
Yeah.
And try to go back, would probably have been gone. But yeah. I mean, 60 miles an hour. I mean, that's a lot of feet per second, and you're trying to process this, you know, especially with your degree. You're like, ain't no way in hell that's what that is. But yeah,
right.
And that's why you want to tell your brother too, because I mean, it took you a minute to process that.
Yeah.
Because you knew beyond a reasonable doubt what he was going to say. Did he ever say it?
Did what?
Did Mike ever tell you? I told you so.
I don't know if he ever really came out and said those words, but I will tell you what he did.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all know this. Barb might know this.
I don't know. I don't think I did.
Let me drum some music up.
Well, a few days later, well, he kept asking me almost every day or every other day, questioning me more about it, and I would tell him, yes. You know, and he'd say, you said it was white? You said, you know, can you describe it again? I don't know how many times he asked me, can I describe it again? I would describe it again the exact same way every time. He asked me a few more questions. I'd answer them, describe again. So then he calls me and he said, would you mind calling and talking to Brian Woods about this? He said, who's Brian Woods? I didn't even know. Sorry, Brian.
I didn't know.
He's a researcher, and he had been.
Sorry.
He had been affiliated, or he had been on or behind the scenes with one of the Bigfoot, finding Bigfoot at one time.
Oh, okay.
And so what happened is he turned my story in. He reported it.
Whoa.
Because another thing he would do, he'd get on the Bigfoot BFRO page all the time. So he would always be telling me or texting me something about that, or look this up, check out this sighting. If it was near me, he'd tell me, you know, or where's such and such, how far is that from you? And he'd tell me. So we'd share these stories all the time. And so he what happened was he reported it, and then somebody contacted him. And
I knew it was going to happen. He might have just changed his voice.
It's really my sister.
Yeah, see?
You're going to have to call and talk to her. And so he said, would you mind talking to somebody about this? And so that's how that happened. So I talked to someone, and then they did the article, the research. I don't think they never put it on their site, which was like,
well,
they told me I was pretty accurate, but
Mike's shaking his head right now. Oh, good gracious, Father of mercy.
Yeah. And anyway, but so the person talking to me, I remember this Brian Woods was asking me where I live. He thought I lived around the same area that Mike did. So he was, well, you know, you can go out, you know, around certain areas and and telling me where they have research people out and about around different areas. I was like, well, I can't do that. You know, you might want to talk to my brother about that. I'm sure he'd love to do that. At the time, he wasn't quite sure, but now look at him. You know.
Yeah.
So, you know. Anyway, yeah.
Hey, Mike, is your car in the ditch right now?
You know, and I don't know if you know, if I honestly, if I saw something like that, I don't even know if I'd want to get right back out and go into that area. And I don't know, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm the type of person that I would, and I mean, if I would have lived around there, if I wouldn't have been traveling, if I would have lived around there, I would have been somewhere around there. You can guarantee that. I will guarantee you that I would have been out there looking, you know.
Awesome.
I would have, but I was actually so upset that you know, I'm hardly ever that area anymore. Never that way anymore. So I think it was years before I went back, before I was on that highway again on that particular stretch. It was probably, I don't know, 3 years later or something. And you know, it's just crazy. And even to this day, when I'm driving, and I drive a lot of miles, and at night a lot too. I don't particularly like to drive at night, but I always have my eyes open. You know, I'm still thinking, or I'm still, you know, just thinking, is maybe hoping to see something again. But you know, since then, I have been with Mike a couple times, and have found tracks, have found footprints with him, and done some of that. And there are other places that I've went and I've explored, and I'm hoping to do that a lot more. Now that maybe, hopefully, I'll get a little bit more time on my hands to do that. But I have done that. I enjoy doing that, and I haven't got the experiences like he gets to now. He's camping out, you know.
Yeah.
And so many other people I know and that we've talked to and interviewed, you know, that I'm thinking, wow, there's so many people and have incredible stories, and you have an incredible story, Barb, and I'm just, you know, right there at home, you know, and it's just, there's so much out there. And that's what I long to do that and explore. I think that's why I'm just ready to hang up education. Get out there and go exploring more when I can, you know.
So when did Mike start his show? Because I guess that obviously you would have been, you know, like, oh, I want to learn all about it, right? Understand.
Yes, we talked about it. I didn't really know he wanted to start it until after, I guess he'd been thinking about it a while, but in 2020, I'm pretty sure he started it probably the first of the year in 2021, because I remember it was 2020, and it was somewhere around that time. I remember us talking Christmas that year, because the summer of 2020, his son got married, and we were supposed to go to Florida for the wedding, but then with COVID and all that, it was canceled, and they had to move it home. So we went to where Mike lives and stayed for a few days. And since we had some extra time, the morning of the wedding and the morning before that, we went out to the creek. And walked around, and he's like, "Oh, we gotta get back to the church. I can't be late." And things like that. But we were out at the creek looking at Bigfoot. Looking for Bigfoot footprints and walking around, and he was showing me different things. And I wanted to go out there that night because he had been out there at night, but he hadn't been brave enough to stay overnight yet.
Oh.
And I said, let's go out at night.
Yeah. Wow.
But it was the only night I had there, and it was the night of the rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had dinner and all that, and he just couldn't. We just couldn't do that.
Well, I say, Mike. So we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, right after this commercial. Thank you. Back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Open the Door with Grizzly and Barb. This edition is brought to you by Western Bigfoot Paranormal Investigations, LLC, from Don Wyden. Thank you, sir. And Rebecca, it's lovely to actually hear how brave Mike is going into the woods. I love it. Yes, Missy, it is fascinating. So yes, white ones are cool. They are albinos. It's very rare you see a juvenile one. So yeah.
I was looking over the comments, and I believe it was Crazy Witch, I'm not sure, had asked back a little ways back, did you get any sense of that it had any ears? Did you see any ears on it?
The hair was so shaggy, just I did not see the ears, because what I remember, the white hair was just shaggy around the face and the whole body. Shaggy white hair.
Okay. And then somebody had asked, did you ever see Mike's girlfriend?
No. I want to, though. I really I don't know what it is, but I really feel if I'm there, I don't know. I think she'll come out. Yeah. I just have this sense. I feel like I have this connection. And you know, I've heard about her, but I might have seen her footprints, but I haven't, but I don't, never seen her, but I keep telling them now I need to get down there because I really want to see her. I do. I want to.
Yeah, he's in an incredibly active area.
Yes.
Right? He researches. That's great. Wow.
Even since I've been there, you know, so I was there with him in that area. That was in 2020. And then, you know, the more he just got more time to go out and things. And so we talked about this that year around the holidays in 2020. And that's when he just talked about, he wanted to start this podcast. And so we would communicate back and forth about it. And he'd asked me if I would join from time to time. And then, you know, in the meantime, since then, or before then, he had met Susan, who's also on the show from time to time. And then he became part of her the research group there they have in that area. Yes. Yes. And so if I were there, I would join in with them, and I'd be part of that group. And, you know, pretty sad that I don't that don't live near
Yeah.
me or close enough to go, every once in a while. Because it seems like whenever we do see each other and we get together, but it's normally family
Right.
related.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
and our parents, sometimes we meet, if I'm going up there to help out with something or to see our parents, then he'll come up and see me. And so it's either family related or something like that. So
Mhm.
it's hard to find time to,
Yes.
with everything else going on, to get down there.
Yeah, the
Now-
family doesn't understand that hey, we're going to go out Bigfooting.
No, they really don't. Now, the way Mike portrayed itself in the beginning, it sounded like a romantic relationship. We were like, what in the world, Mike? And then he's like, yeah, I was communicating. I was teaching. And
I don't
we
know
were
about,
just having this. And we were like,
I don't know about the romantic.
yeah, no. Am I right, Lady Wolf? Crazy Witch? I mean,
No.
Yes. I mean,
Get this.
what?
Uh-oh.
I did it now. There we go.
See?
Sorry.
That's all right.
No.
I thought we was getting kicked off YouTube or Twitch or whatever I'm on right now. I'm on all kinds. See, even Lady Wolf says yes. So yes, that's the way it was being portrayed. And I was like, what in the world?
And Mike
I mean-
told me if I'm there, he doesn't think she'll come out.
Crazy Witch was Lady Wolf. I've got more dolls. Crazy Witch, yes, I got more dolls that came in the mail today. So yes,
Oh
that
my
did scare me.
God.
Yes.
Was that what that? Oh,
No, she's got a thunderstorm
Was
warning. I saw the news earlier.
Some kind of
so.
warning on my phone. I don't know.
yeah. All right.
But I did. I thought we were getting banned. I thought, oh hell, here we go. We're in the ditch, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, it's gonna happen.
Bigfoot
Crazy
love
Witches.
off
I missed
the
something
table.
again. Yeah.
Against the rules of YouTube. No Bigfoot love.
Poor Crazy Witch. What did I miss? You got to go back and replay it again. Poor guy.
No.
But no, but it did. That's the way it came out at first because we were like, what? And he's like, yeah. She would come. We would communicate, and it was like, I mean, it's just the way he said it. I mean, he was so sincere and sweet about it.
Yeah.
And then when his buddy went to record it, it screwed it all up. And he was then like he got upset like she didn't come back. And it was like, what in the world? And we were like, what?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I remember he told me about that too. Yeah. That's just crazy.
See,
Yeah.
even Lady Wolf said when he asked Mike if she had a kid, he hung his head. He was like, okay, well, maybe that's deep. So see, Crazy Witch is roaring now.
Was I here
was
with-
like, what? Yeah.
I feel like I wasn't even here for that conversation.
Yeah,
where
you
we were
was,
saying
Barb. I think we were so amazed about the interaction. But it was
Mike's
interesting.
gonna kill us. He's gonna kill me.
He even asked if she went away and had a kid. Yes. Remember? Did you go away and have a baby? Remember, he asked her that.
Hey, now
Yeah.
what we don't want is this lady Bigfoot showing up on Mike's doorstep, peeking in the window or banging on, where's my man, to Mrs. Scott.
Right.
That would not be good.
No, because somebody was wanting to know if he owed her back Sasquatch support or something. Remember? Because we made that comment, and I thought I was going to be in the ditch, but that's all right. I didn't.
Oh boy.
Oh Lord, poor Mike. I know he's
Sorry.
watching this. I know he's watching the show right now. He's like, good gracious.
Yeah, he probably is.
That was probably the
There we
warning
go.
you got on your
Squatchamoni.
phone.
Oh, I did. I really thought we were being banned. I thought, oh, this is what happens.
I checked
Okay.
at the break. I checked at the break to make sure he didn't send me a text. He didn't. So. No,
Oh my god.
sometimes I wonder.
Mm,
He
mm.
might tell me what to say or ask me. I
Lady,
Yeah.
didn't do
Yeah.
Lady was like, hi, Mike.
I'm just looking. Does anybody have any questions in the comments? I don't see, just some funny. Yeah, it's really rare, very rare to see a white Bigfoot. Wow. I mean, I think I've only heard of that maybe 4 or 5 times. I know. ironically, Long Island Sasquatch, somebody posted a video on my Facebook page today that he got one. He got one out in the woods, and I guess it's on Long Island. And so you'll have to check that out. It's Long Island. I'll post the link below.
I do know that I Googled it after I saw, after I saw what I saw. And I did find another story similar, but, are just not a highway sighting like I had, but that it was somewhere else in the state of Missouri. I don't remember where now, but that particular website had a picture, not really a picture. Well, it was kind of a picture, but it was kind of faint. It wasn't. Oh, okay. It wasn't like you couldn't really tell full details, but they had spotted a white one.
Okay.
So what do you think about Bigfoot now, since you had your sighting? Now, what are your thoughts now about it?
Well, I believe in Bigfoot now. I do. I believe that Bigfoot is real. I didn't have a scary experience. So I mean, to me, it was more of this just connection. I felt a connection.
Oh, that's cool.
And I feel that I do have, that's another reason why I want to get out more, because I feel like I can connect. I feel like I have this connection because I've always had this, it's just different. My dad's always told me I'm paranormal or something. There's just something that is just, it's just strange. Like, he'll be thinking something and I'll say something. I think we really are in a storm warning. I can hear everything. I can hear the wind.
Oh, wow.
And I can hear everything.
Oh, wait, do you need to get into a safe space? Ooh. Are you okay?
Yes. You're seeing a tornado? Yes. Wow. There's actually a tornado.
Oh, is there a tornado?
We're okay.
All right.
I'm okay.
Oh, you sure? No, I mean, really?
We're okay. We're okay. But I do have this connection. Okay. Like, I think I have this connection with my daughter has a cat, and we have this cat here, now, and I've always had a connection with our dogs and our cat, and my son's sensitive, and my son is a guinea pig. I mean, I just have this connection. And like when I spotted I came across my daughter's cat. I saw my daughter's cat for the first time before she did. And we just had this connection, like our eyes met, and I knew. I knew she was for us, and she knew she was for us too. So that's just kind of the connection. So I do, I believe Bigfoot is real, and I don't think they're harmful, as long as you don't mess with them. That's just my opinion. I know everyone else has their own opinions out there, and I'm not going to discount somebody who has had a bad experience or has had a terrifying experience.
Right.
But that's just my belief and my feeling. So,
right. So what I'm going to do here, since you don't have a pen and paper, down at the bottom of the screen, there's an email flashing. See that email? I want you to email that person and tell them Grizzly sent you. And I want you to do a video conference call with her. She is a psychic medium. And she'll know why, the reason why I sent you. And she will tell you everything that you need to know.
Oh, wow.
She's the one that told me about Sonia before everything happened. Told me about the move, all that other stuff. That's one of them.
Okay.
So I actually have her on. She has her own show, Kelly Joe, and she's the real deal. And y'all hook up, and it'll be amazing what she'll tell you.
Did you get that?
Say the email, because it says Kelly Joe. Is it K-E? Keljo.
Yeah, 1009@gmail.com. Yeah. And email her and give her a telephone number, and she'll give you a telephone number. Y'all can talk, message, whatever, and just let her know. So,
Okay.
That's
yes.
cool.
Because I've got this board of psychics that I use for special projects and missing person cases and code cases and stuff. And she's one of the ones that it's a long story, but she'll tell you stuff, will flip you out.
Wow.
So,
That's awesome.
yes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, like my dad's always said I have ESP or just
Mhm.
and I've researched it because I have the blood type for that.
What is your blood type?
B negative. Very rare.
I'm A negative. And
RH
so
negative.
yep,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
And it's funny because I have always been told I was like like a spooky. My parents say she's spooky, you know,
I've been told that. My dad's told me that my whole life.
Yeah, and always liked just different things. Yeah, and had felt things, saw things that people, yeah, I get it. Yeah, in connection with animals and
Yeah. Wow.
And it's funny that so many people with the negative RH negative have this, Yeah, that's interesting.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
let's see.
but let Barb know how it goes. Keep me posted. I think
Yeah,
it'll be a good journey for you.
Definitely.
Tell her you sent me. Tell her you sent me.
Just tell her no, Grizzly sent you, and she'll know exactly what to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else. I'm trying to think. Do you have any? I really, yeah. You know what? I can see though why Mike kept asking you to describe it because I feel like I want to. I'm gonna have to ask you to. I mean, I don't want you to do it again. But I'm just so to think about like a white. You're driving along at night and you see this white thing, and then like, oh my gosh, it's what else could it be?
Right.
If a person would be first of all, the measurements, right, sound like a Sasquatch, the arms. And what kind of an idiot would be standing in the middle like of a road? You know what I mean? Like what
Right.
that
A
would
drunk Johnny in a
Yeah,
eight
yeah,
suit,
yeah.
but not a white one.
But
Right.
yeah, right. Yeah.
So
And
yeah.
it's muscular and wow, that's just really incredible.
Very muscular. That's the
really incredible. Yeah.
That's one of the things I noticed too first was very muscular and just a stocky build.
And you said you didn't feel any fear.
I didn't.
Wow.
No, I didn't feel any fear at all.
Okay.
I just,
and that,
I could just feel like I'm just waiting here to cross the road.
Yeah. Wow.
What it was like.
Somebody had mentioned, do you think that it was an albino because with the eyes, did the eyes look pink? Or was it, you may not have been able to tell like.
I really couldn't tell.
Yeah.
That I don't know. I've had that question before too. But it could have been, I guess. But I couldn't tell if they were pink or not. And just I could see that glare.
Has anybody done ever tried to do like a composite? I know that that they have, and even people are doing it with AI now. Composites of of things that of Bigfoot or Sasquatch that people have seen. Has anybody tried to do that with your situation?
No.
Okay, well, let's see if we can. Yeah, Linda Woods is on it's on my page. Have you seen her work, Grizzly? And she just does it with artificial intelligence, and she and it's amazing. She just keeps, I guess, putting information in and has been able to come up with some really great likenesses for people, So yeah, cool.
Yeah. No one's ever done that.
Yeah, because that would be really interesting. The one that I saw today, which like I said, that was from Long Island Sasquatch. And that, I think that happened just within the last few days. And that one looks so much like, I believe I had seen a video from one in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and then one from like the Seattle, Washington area. And they look so similar. And I'm wondering if yours look the same. Almost like the face almost looked like a mask, but not a mask because you could see the eyes like blinking. And so I wonder if, anyway, that's, let me see. Sasquatch station. Rebecca, did your headlights shine upon the Bigfoot on the roadway?
No. Well, could have been like as I was approaching, but it was off to the left of me.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's how I knew with my headlights. That's how I knew that there was something there, probably, but not. I mean, they weren't like shining spot on. No, because it was off to the left of me.
Lady Wolf wants to know too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, that's no. Go ahead.
Lady Wolf wants to know: was it a male or female?
From what I saw?
Yes.
I don't know. I guess I really don't know. I didn't see anything that would make it look like a female.
Okay. All right.
Or male.
Just covered with hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
But a very stocky build, like a muscular build for a muscular male chest is what so I think probably a male, but
so it didn't look like the Patty Giverson film. I always say Gilberson. I never can say Giblin film. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay. Yeah.
Right.
Did you have somebody had asked, we were talking about this last night. Did you have almost like almost like PTSD? Well, I guess yours it wasn't traumatizing, but did you keep going over it and over it in your mind? Did that happen to you?
I did. I kept going over and over it. I mean, probably for at least that next week straight, every day. And then from time to time, I would go over it because, I mean, I never felt like, was I dreaming or anything? I never felt that. It was just so much in shock of what I saw. So I just kept going over it and over it in my head. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I saw. Wow. So, but it wasn't traumatizing for me because I just found it fascinating. And I just so cool. Felt, like I said, I know that I connected when I saw the eyes, and I know I just felt like he was just saying, I'm just waiting for you to go. As soon as you go, I'll cross over, it was very peaceful. It was just very interesting, just fascinating.
So when they say mind speak, was it like that or no? It was just, you had the feeling, or did you hear the,
I didn't hear I just kind of had the feeling. Okay. So I didn't hear the words. I just had the feeling that's what he was trying to communicate to me. Does that make sense?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have dreams about it? I think we were talking about that last night too. Like some people have reoccurring dreams about the situation.
No, I haven't. I've never had a dream about it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I just, just wish I could encounter one again, but it's gonna happen one day. It'll happen.
Yeah. Now, I'd been listening to Mike's show, and you had said that you'd been out recently and found some footprints and, some prints in your area.
Yes, I did. I decided to go. I'd been there, we have a lake, about, I don't know, maybe 15 miles from here. So 10, 15 miles, outside of town, in a pretty good area out there. And, so I've been out there from time to time, but I just decided to go do some exploring, and I found a spot I'm going to be exploring a little bit more. And there's some other areas around here I'm going to check out too, that are not too far from here. But I did find some footprints,
cool,
in a couple different places. And I know they weren't shoes because I could see shoe prints other places, right, and they were not shoe prints at all. So something had to make that print, and then I found a stick, and I tried to mark off and measured it and, you know, put my foot against it to see how, you know, and then when I got home, I measured the stick. Cause I did that one other time. We were down in another area down near the Brazos River and down south of here in Texas. And I found some footprints down there. And I also found some that would have looked to be like they were in a stride. So I kind of measured that.
How big? How big were the prints that you found?
The ones down there were quite a bit bigger than the ones I found out here. So the ones down there, from what I remember, were probably maybe 18 inches, 19 inches. And one of my daughters happened to be down there with me, and I brought her down there by the river with me. And at that time, she wasn't too sure what to think of her Uncle Mike and all this stuff. And when I brought her down there, she started thinking a little, maybe he's not such a nut after all. And she said, wow, you know, she knew what I was talking about. You know, because they were all with us when all my family, all my kids were with us when Mike and I went out to the creek, you know, the weekend of their cousin's wedding, you know, his son's wedding. And, you know, none of them, I don't know, well, maybe we didn't ask, but none of them, we did ask if they wanted to go. None of them wanted to go with us. So, so those I found down there were pretty good size, and I'll be down there in a few weeks down in that area. And, but out here, they were smaller tracks. So, or I measured their smaller prints. And so they were probably 12 inches. And then one I measured was 15 inches. So they were a little smaller. Okay. Did you just hear the sirens come by? Yeah. We are actually in the middle of a tornado warning. Apparently there are funnel clouds reported to maybe to the north and south of us or something, but
if you have to go, if you have to hop off, seriously. Okay, good. I'm glad you're.
We're okay. Yeah. I've had a couple family members come in and. Yeah, they won't forget.
Wow, she's just calm, ladies and gentlemen.
I know.
No,
I was actually thinking a minute ago, that would be kind of wild if the window just busted out right here at the live. So,
yeah, Lady Wolf says, "Stay safe, please." That's for sure.
Right?
Yes. Wow. It's wild, but I don't know. I wasn't expecting this storm tonight. And started hearing the wind roaring and everything. My daughter came in the door.
Oh. And what part of Texas are you? Did you say North Texas? Is that
North
what you said?
Texas, Nocona. So hopefully Chief Nocona comes through for us tonight. We're named after, our town's named after Chief Nocona, and he once said that there would be no tornadoes to touch down in Nocona.
Oh, that's cool.
And so we've lived here for about 14 years now. And in all those 14 years, they've come very close to us. The town Bowie down the road has had two probably pretty bad ones in the last year or so.
Wow.
Year and a half, maybe last 2 years. I don't know. And so, you know, it just sometimes it seems like they just get so close, and and then they just disappear.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm the type of person that I want to be out there. I want to see the weather. I want to see them. I want to see the clouds. And in fact, where we are, people around here don't have basements. And so we really don't have a basement. Some people have storm shelters. We don't. But so you can, you know, go to the bathroom where there's no windows. But
rooms.
Other than that, Typically, if I wouldn't be on this podcast with y'all, I'd be outside.
Looking
outside right now, watching the weather.
storm
I have
chaser.
learned
What's
something
going
here,
on?
Barb.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
this is the opposite of Mike.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm sorry, Mike. I said it
Yes.
on air. Yes.
I was thinking, yeah. Mike would be saying, get in your safe space.
Yeah, safe space. I wouldn't camp. I was afraid to go out at night. You know, and she's like, no, let's go. Come on.
Yeah.
You know? The
And
crazy
I know
witch
what
is
I
like,
said.
yeah.
And I told him so many times, just start talking to him. That's what I would do. Just start talking, just like, because that's what I do with our pets or with the animals or with anything. You know, if that's what I do, I talk to him just like I'm talking to you. You know,
Yeah.
and so he started doing that, and he started getting some responses.
Cool.
Aha.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, somebody. Wait, I'm sorry. Somebody had said, yeah, because I think you had said about the cat. Oh, Lady Wolf said, watch the cat. Yep, they can sense things like dog if there's any bad storms coming. Yeah. Yep.
Yes, he's not in here with me right now because my son's away at college, and I'm actually in his room, and his guinea pig is in here.
Oh.
We have to keep the cat away from the guinea pig.
Yeah.
Because she likes to come over to the cage, and she likes to come over, and he has a very nice home here. My husband redid an old china cabinet.
Oh wow, that's cool.
So he's got like 3 or 4 floors, and it's really cool. But the cat,
At the castle.
Yeah.
At the castle.
It's really cool. So the cat will come over to it and try to like jump up and paw up at the glass and everything. And
Well,
she's not. I'm sure she's okay, but she's not in here with me. Yeah.
Somebody had mentioned in the comments that Texas is the dogman capital. Have you heard of any dogmen sightings in your?
I haven't. Texas is a big state, so I'm not sure what areas, but I really haven't paid much attention to that.
I know Texas is big with Bigfoot and Sasquatch. You hear about.
And I know East Texas is. I've talked to a few people who live over in the East Texas area, and Bigfoot's pretty big over in East Texas.
Okay.
But I haven't heard of any experiences with dogman. I was at one of our state parks up in North Texas last summer, and I came across a bobcat.
Oh,
and that was pretty incredible.
Wow, that's cool. Wow,
I really wasn't expecting it, and I was on this trail by myself, and my son was way somewhere else across the lake with his friends, and I just took off on the trail and came across the thing is, someone had spotted it that I ran into and was asking me, like, they were terrified, or asking me if I had thought that might be around there. And I said, yeah. And I was wearing my Understanding Bigfoot t-shirt at the time. I said, well, if that's what you saw, I'm pretty sure that you saw what you saw. And anyway, it led to another conversation about Bigfoot, which was very interesting. But later, I took off on the trail because I thought, man, I want to see this bobcat. And so I took off on the trail, and my son was somewhere else, and he was gone for a long period of time, and he wasn't responding to me. Then he finally called because I had sent him a message, and so he finally called, and he said, well, they were on this hike, and they were headed back. He didn't have any service, and he said, oh, I think I just saw this bobcat. And I said, well, where is it at? And he said, well, it's headed up the mountain or up the hill there. And I said, oh, okay. And I knew about where he was. So I got off the phone real quick. And again, I was going to take a picture as soon as I came up on it. I was going to be ready. And as soon as I hung up the phone, I was face to face with that bobcat, and he just looked at me, and I looked at him or her, and it was probably, I mean, like close, 4 feet.
Wow. Oh, wow.
5 feet, very close, very close. And I wasn't thinking I'm here by myself. There's nobody else around me. Do I keep walking? I wasn't thinking about any of that. I was just mesmerized. And then he just took off, or she just took off.
Okay.
And so I thought, okay, well, I couldn't get a picture. And I just kept on hiking.
Yeah. Wow, that's another cool experience. Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't have the truth.
It was a pretty good size one too.
How big do you think what would you say?
Well, probably stood maybe, I don't know, about 3 feet, and maybe, I don't know.
Wow. That's
pretty good size, bigger than a big dog.
Wow. I didn't realize that they're not normally, are they that big?
They're probably,
wow.
It's probably like, I'm looking at a desk here, so probably as tall as my desk.
Wow.
And maybe the length of this desk, which,
wow. I
don't know.
Have you ever seen one, Grizzly?
I've seen them. They come in different sizes. Now, I've never seen one in person. No.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been in videos or books or pictures. I'm a scaredy cat, so I'm scared of anything. So I'm like Mike. I stay in the tent. I'll come out with guns ablazing. Run. So if somebody's running, I don't ask questions. I run in the opposite direction or the same direction, whatever. I'll run. You scream, I scream. Yes, that is Grizzly.
Yeah.
No, I'm probably more like you, Rebecca. Maybe that's that RH negative.
Yeah, no.
Could be.
Although I am trying to get the nerve up to, or whatever you'd say, to go and into the woods in the dark by myself. I don't know if I want to do that though. I don't know. I don't want to. I'm not ready to do that yet.
Okay, so I used to do that until I saw that video. I'm sorry, I covered you up, Rebecca. What'd you say?
I just said, take a flashlight with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but mine drains. Then I'm using my camera in the dark, right? And I carry so many flashlights with me. It's pathetic. It's like a small platoon. So then I got this bright idea, right, to leave. I thought about using cat balls, right? Put them out so people can play with them.
That's a good idea.
It's not a good idea, because then I'll be out by myself and see all these lights just going off, and it's going to freak me out.
Yeah.
So because I caught the lights going off in the back, and I thought my cat balls were going off. I was like, no, that's my light. That's why I freaked out a minute ago. I was like, oh my God, my cat balls. But yes. So I had one, Rebecca, the other night, and I laid it right up here on my cell phone stand. And while I was doing a live show, it activated, jumped up, hit my desk, and flew in my lap. Scared the kajeebies out of me, live on one of my shows. So, yeah. And then I got a shipment of dolls today. So, yes.
More dolls.
Yeah.
How many do you have now?
I have no idea. I really don't know, because some of them are so small. I'll send you a picture of them. And some of them are so old. I mean, like they're like indigenous, like Indian dolls, handmade.
Yeah.
So, and I was scrolling through them online, and I was like, it was like me, and I was like, no, me, and I was like, it's weird, And that's why I said you need to hook up with Kelly Jo, because Kelly Jo is really good. I have certain ones that are really connected with me, Rebecca. And like, if I get like upset or like emotional, they'll call me. Be like, what's going on, Grizzly?
The dolls were? Well,
No, the psychics. The
I was
psychics.
gonna say, I was gonna say, what are you doing? I don't know.
No.
With the doll.
No.
Okay.
So I showed
Maybe
my
we should get Mike
psychics.
a doll.
I know.
So I showed my psychic the dolls, and
Okay.
all my psychics' faces melted. They're like, "What did you do? They got attachments," and I'm like, "What?" And I didn't believe it. And I had all this stuff going on, and it's another show, but the lady owned 4 of them, and she was mentally disabled, and she had a child's mind, and I bought them for a show to use as a prop, and I was going to let, hey, everybody, this show, you get to name this doll. What do you want to name it? Well, she did not like that. So she punished me during my live shows by tossing stuff, poltergeist activities. I'm talking, when I was live, like my backdrop would like be picked up and tossed.
Whoa.
And freaked me out. Books would be flying off my studio. It was like, no. Wow. I was throwing like holy water everywhere, and shutting down my live feed, freaking out.
You have to tell me what shows.
Yeah, it was bad. Lady Wolf's laughing. It's funny now, but it wasn't then. So yeah. I was doing a show, Rebecca, and the guy was like, "Hey, you got dolls?" I'm like, "Yeah." So, and he told me basically who owned them and blah, 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 and told me I had to say good morning, good afternoon. And once I start doing this, everything subsided. So it worked. And so everybody's like, hey, get cat balls. Well, all right. So I got cat balls. So I put one up the other day, and then I got my spirit box out, and we were sitting there, and I had the spirit box out, and it was like, Grizzly. And I was like, oh, did you hear it? Did it say Grizzly? And they're like, yeah, we think it did. And then said it again. And Crazy Witch, she was in here, and some other people. So I don't know. So I turned off the spirit box. Yeah. So I love the paranormal, but I do get scared. So I throw a lot of holy water. I'll tell you that much. So, yeah.
I love it too, but I had quite the experience with it. So it's like I'm careful. I don't know if I'm like scared, but I'm careful because I know that how it can turn, and they, like you said, get attachments and woo.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I have quite a few dolls around here too, but they're all in cabinets.
Oh.
Yeah, because I collect them.
Wow. See that? Wow.
Do you ever buy them from antique stores?
Yes.
Do you ever have? And see, now I can tell you have abilities. I'm just going to throw it out there. Okay.
Wow.
So do you have any times where you have connections with these dolls?
I've never. No, I guess I haven't really tried, or I haven't really thought about it. No.
You may have never thought about it, but have you ever walked by the dolls? Like when I went to this one store, okay, and this is what happened.
Excuse me. Hello, sir.
And I thought there was a child in the aisle. So I turned around, I was like, hello. I was like, oh, nobody's there. And I looked to my right, and there's these 4 dolls. And I wasn't thinking. I thought it was just a kid in the store. But I'm not saying the doll spoke to me, ladies and gentlemen. It's not what Grizzly's saying. But I'm saying with her abilities, sometimes they can talk to you and you not realize it. And, and just things can happen. And, that's why people buy certain things. Certain dolls will tell you, hey, come here. Don't pass me up. So when I was buying these other dolls, that's the feelings I was getting. When I was online, it was like, no, yes, I need to buy you. And I did. Wow. Now, I had to ask Jackie when I got them home, hey, is it okay if they play? Because I didn't want to have a spiritual warfare. And I showed one of the dolls to Kelly Jo, and she's like, man, you got 3 attachments to this doll, and this doll's blah, blah, blah. And she went like right down the line. I'm like, oh, I'm going to bind it. She's like, yeah, you better bind it. And that's another story for another show. But yeah.
Oh.
So,
I gotta find out the Euros.
Yes.
Wow. Jeez, I want to hear all this.
Wow.
So Kelly Jo will awaken you, and things are vessels, ladies and gentlemen, and they are attachments, especially with older things and antique shops. So yeah, be careful. That is true, Lady Wolf. Yeah.
So Rebecca, with the ones that you have, what drew you to how many do you think you have, and what drew you to them? They're just.
Wow. I don't know. I may have, I don't know, 30 or.
I would have nightmares. Yeah. Okay.
Wow. But they're in like display cabinets. So I used to have others in my room that were out, that I kept out. They were my favorites. And I guess, I mean, they were my favorites for a reason, I guess, but then we just kind of redid everything, and so they're not really sitting out anymore. So I do have some others that are not really anywhere. I have some out in the garage that are in boxes.
Okay.
So that really don't have room for.
Yeah. Wow.
So I started collecting them because my mom collects them.
Oh.
And so then I started collecting them, and then she would start giving me more and more. And she is trying to like get rid of more now. So I may tell her that Mike needs one. But, so then I would just see them. I'd go to antique stores. I'd go to thrift stores. I'd go to, oh my gosh.
Now I'm going to blow this up.
Okay.
Now see the little ones down there?
Yes.
Now I'm going to take my mouse. Now these are the ones from Germany. These are porcelains. These are handmade.
Oh, wow.
These are the ones that are made by Indians. These are all handmade too.
Wow.
This is a handmade one too I got today. This is a Little Red Riding Hood, topsy-turvy. You flip it over, there's Grandma and the Big Bad Wolf. Wow. And the one that the psychic was picking up on was these two, the twins, which was wild during the show. And here's the one with the 3 attachments. That's a topsy-turvy doll too. It's a Caucasian, and underneath it's a African American. Oh. And these two over here, that's totally different. That's the one I got today too. So she don't ask me why I got her, but yes, wow. She needed to be rescued for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
That's on top of my studio.
Wow.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wow. So
yeah.
So,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many I have. My dad brought me home one from Belgium one time because he knew I collected them at that time, and so I still collect them. It's just I went to a sale one time, garage sale or an estate sale, and they were trying to sell me like boxes full of these.
You want to have fun when you do a video conference call? Don't say nothing to Kelly. Be like, hey, Kelly, what do you think about this? And watch her go. Because she sees stuff. I mean, she cannot go to a hospital without clearing out the hospital for souls. Yes. Oh. I mean, that's how well she loves going to cemeteries. She'll say, look, she'll have musicians play for her at cemeteries. She'll have kids that passed away from yellow fever playing kickball. I mean, she'll fascinate you. I mean, I love her to death. She's very good. So yes.
Wow, that's cool.
Wow.
That's why I said you got to hook up with her. So absolutely.
Okay. Wow.
That's so cool. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
but keep us posted. But keep us posted.
Definitely.
And I greatly appreciate you coming on the show.
Yes,
thank you, Rebecca, very much.
Thank you for having me.
Come back anytime.
Yes.
Yeah,
keep us updated too.
And boy, do we got some stuff on Mike now.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, Rebecca.
I can tell you some stories.
All right.
Well, we're going to hold you to that. Thank you, man. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a good night.
Boy, I tell you, boy, I can't wait till Wednesday. I cannot wait till Wednesday, Mike.
Oh, I hope he shows up on Wednesday.
Oh, he's going to show up. Hey, guess what, Mike? If you don't show up, Rebecca is going to fill your spot. So,
or we're going to have a doll, and we're going to say this is came in his place.
Yeah. So Kelly Joe actually was like, did you not learn your lesson, Grizzly? Are you not, have you not? I mean, she gave me a lecture, and she doesn't know about the other ones yet. So, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just unboxed them like right before the show. Yeah.
What compelled you, I guess,
So this other psychic was like, I'm buying these dolls that are bounded by these spirits. And I'm like, what do you mean bounded by these spirits? Like, yeah, there's somebody online that's selling these spirits that have our dolls with spirits in them. I'm like, what? I'm like, it sounds like a fraud to me. So I checked it out. I'm like, well, I didn't feel comfortable buying them that way.
Yeah.
So I went online, and I don't know why, because I told myself I am not buying any more dolls. I'm like, after what I've been through on my live shows, and everybody made fun of me, because I remember I tried to sell them, and everybody was like, tell me the story. Then if you sell me the story, then I'll buy them. Because I wouldn't sell them separately. If you bought them, you had to buy all 4, because that's the way I had to buy them.
Okay.
I'm not paying the price for separating these damn dolls.
Yeah.
No, So I was like, no. If you want to know the story, you come to me, PM me, or I'll send you the link. You're not making a fool out of me in this group.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you mean watch your show? And I'm like, well, you don't know me then. So yes. You're like, show? I'm like, well, if you want to know, PM me. And then one guy goes, yeah, he's just got dolls. He's just trying to get money. I'm like, I'm not trying to get money. I'm trying to get rid of these damn things.
Yes.
And that's when that other guy did the interview with me, and he did not know anything about the dolls. Wow. At first, he said about the dolls, I'm like, oh, you punked me out. You know, you watched one of my shows, whatever. And then I found out that he was being mentored by one of my top psychics from Greece. And she was on the show watching. And she's like, good job, Derek. You're doing a good job. And I was like, what? And that changed the ball game right there.
Wow.
So then I start listening. And yeah, it was a very good show. Scared the hell out of me, but good show.
Wow.
So, yeah. Crazy Witch was there. Lady Wolf, yes, you was there too. So yeah.
Yeah.
So cat balls, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. But the backdrop flipped a lot of people out. They didn't know what was going on, because I jumped. I mean, I literally jumped out of my chair. Books were flying. I tried to grab the books. I slammed the live feed off because I didn't know what was going on. I was so in holy water doing prayers. Yes.
So it was like bad. A real poltergeist activity.
Yes.
And it was one of the dolls.
It was Jackie that owned the dolls, because I was disrespecting them. Oh. And these were her prized possession. Wow. Yes.
So she's passed away.
Yes.
And she was, wow. Yes. Okay. Gotcha.
And now she is not a prickster, a prankster. Derek says she likes to play games, which is cool. I mean, she'll tap me on the shoulder during shows and stuff. And like she threw the cell phone on my lap the same night with the cat ball. You know, stuff like that scares me, but not like throwing the backdrop and throwing books and
Right.
So, and when that guy's wife was laughing, I was like, oh, you know, with the spirit box, you know, and he was like, that was my wife. And I was like, oh my God, thank God. Yeah. And that's when I turned the spirit box off after we start getting stuff coming through. Yeah. I mean, that's like, scary, man. In your own studio. Where's that voice
coming from?
Right. Because, you know, I'm wearing headphones. So anything that's coming through the mic, I'm hearing. So I can't tell if it's from your side, my side, in here. I cannot tell a difference.
Yeah.
Yes, Scarborough. It is something, I tell you. So yes.
Yeah, like when people were talking at Mike's house 2 weeks ago, and it's like, wait, no, I'm hearing voices. Where are they coming from?
So Gigi, I'll actually get Derek back on the show one night through the week, and I'll let him explain it. And I will let Derek go through each doll. I had to ask permission to take pictures of the dolls when he first was doing it, because I was afraid to touch them. Yeah, and he was like, no, don't. He's like, don't do it. He said, let me ask first.
Yeah, so. Robert the doll. You've heard of Robert the doll?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's that's scary. So. Scary business. Yeah. I lived in a haunted house, and it's, you know, so that's all kinds of stuff, all kinds of things like that, poltergeist activity, and you know, television's turning on in the middle of the night at full blast when you didn't turn it.
Oh, yeah. See, now Jackie turned my 75-inch on the other night when I was on the phone with Sonia. And I was like, oh, my TV just come on. She's like, well, tell Jackie thank you. I'm like, tell me when you tell Jackie thank you. She's being nice. Was she not getting ready to watch TV? I'm like, well, yeah. Well, tell her thank you. I said, thank you, Jackie.
Well, that's the.
And I'm like, my Roku just came on. And like, she said, what? Was you getting ready to watch Roku and watch something? I'm like, well, maybe. Well, tell her thank you. I'm like, thank you, Jackie.
Aww. That's
and I'm like,
great.
all right. No, it's not great. It's freaky.
Well, it's great that you have Sonia to, you know, kind of tell you what to, because that is freaky. I agree.
Yeah,
but
it is. Now, if I didn't have the second camera to see the cat ball over here, you would have never believed me. Because the only thing you would have saw was his cat ball come over here on this, and you would have been like, "Oh, he did that, right?"
Yeah.
So yeah, but Gigi, I'll arrange that with Derek, and I'll actually get his mentor, Catherine, on here too, and he remote views. So yeah,
may I be on? Yeah, could you get me involved? I want to be on that show.
I could have up to like 10 people live. So I'll do it. Lady Wolf's like, oh yeah. Now I'm not responsible for any nightmares that you're going to incur if something does happen. So if I end up having a stroke or heart attack before then, you know what happened, ladies and gentlemen. Because I don't even know about these new dolls. I haven't even blessed them yet. I haven't said even prayers. I haven't. I haven't done none of that yet. Yeah. So that's why I haven't got any cat balls turned on. I'm afraid. I do have my spirit box, or not my spirit box, my REM pod. I haven't got it turned on. I was going to turn it on and put it in the background, but I was too scared. Yeah. So, yeah. Go ahead, Rebecca. You're laughing. Wait till you talk to Kelly Jo. I can still see you back there. Yes. Yeah.
I can't wait to hear about that.
Oh, I can't wait till she talks to Kelly Jo. I really can't. So
I want to when you have Kelly Jo on again, I want to sit in on that too. That's fascinating.
Yeah, I'll get that. What I'll do is I'll get Derek and Catherine together. I would like to get some feedback from Rebecca and Kelly Jo. See how that went. I think that's going to be very interesting. Yes. But I'll get that arranged, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see when Derek's available. Derek is actually on my board working on that murder case or cold case. I'm not going to say murder case, but we do a true crime case every Friday at 6, and we're doing one right now that it's already been submitted to the psychic board for review. I'm holding off on them because there's some other information that came to light that's coming up tomorrow night on the show. So I told them not to watch the show again. So, but we're going to find out some stuff. So,
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a Facebook group that somebody is running, over 10,000 people, and she don't want to talk to me. Oh. Yeah. And I even told her my real name, gave her my cell phone number. She's like, no. And I'm like, really? And I even told her who I was and what I did. She's like, I don't want to talk. I want everything documented. And I'm like, well, everything's going to be documented. But she said, no audio, video, nothing. Wow. So, and I was like, I want to make sure that nobody's like taking money, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I'm not saying anything's illegal or anything.
Yeah. Oh no, but you don't want to further victimize the people that have already had something terrible happen. Yeah.
But I was trying to tell her that when these psychics come forward, they may not like what they may have to say. So I was wanting to let them know, be prepared, because there may be some stuff that may come out. Now, all people or parties involved are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Yes.
And yes, this is for entertainment purposes only, but my people with abilities do not lie. I will say that. And they are very accurate, and they have been tested. And if you don't believe me, come on the show when they're live.
Yeah.
They will read you. They give you free live readings. Yes, they do. Ain't that right, Lady Wolf? Crazy Witch. Denise, everybody. They already tested them. Yeah, it's hard dating one too, Lady Wolf. Sonia, man, she reads my mind. Yeah. I'm just like, I'm pure. Don't have to worry about it. Yep, I'm good. I don't even try. What did you do today, honey? Nothing.
You already know.
Yep. I don't even try it. Samantha's like, yes. So just been working on shows, baby. So yeah, they nailed it. So yeah, we got a show coming up at 9:30 here with her.
Awesome. I'll have to get in on. Yeah, I'll have to listen in on that.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called. She's gonna kill me. Y'all got me talking about.
Is it Pandora's? Something like that. Something.
Dang on it! Isn't that awful? It is called Paranormal Cryptid Rabbit Holes with psychic medium Sonia. I don't know. Okay. I bet. Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything goes with this. So yeah. Anything goes. But ladies and gentlemen, and Rebecca, you know, I still kept you backstage. We're doing the Hollywood Squares, but hey, we enjoyed you having you on the show. We got to have you back, but keep us posted with Kelly Jo. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
All right, everybody, y'all have a good night, and I'll see you all in 16 minutes.
Thanks, Rebecca.
Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.
It's a grizzly.
Should we get out of here?
No. We're gonna watch and listen.
Action.
It's a grizzly.
Oh, shit, should we run?
No.
Action.
It's a grizzly.
Oh, should we run?
Okay. It's a grizzly.
Are you sure it's not a chipmunk? Action. No, get out of here. Action.
It's a grizzly.
I'm out of here.
Huh. Maybe it is a chipmunk. It's a grizzly.
Are we gonna die?
I don't know. We're just gonna sit here and listen and watch.
Let's get out of here, maybe.
Fall!